Here's a question involving surds that goes a little bit beyond just rationalizing the denominator. So let's have a look at the question. Given x equals 1 plus root 5 on 2, show that 1 plus 1 on x is equal to x. So we need to use some algebra, of course, and sort of where isn't algebra used? It's almost everywhere, isn't it? But also just some theory around fractions and how fractions operate, reciprocals, that kind of thing. So this is bringing together a few skills, a few fundamental skills. Now, we're asked to show that this equation here is true. So the left-hand side, 1 plus 1 on x, is equal to x. There's a number of ways we can do this. And I'm not proposing here that the way I'm doing it is necessarily the best way. Okay, it's a way of looking at this. Let's start off with 1 on x, okay, and get a value for that. And I think that's probably a good starting point. And why I know that's a good starting point is because I have a definition for x here. So x, in fact, can be written as x over 1. You'll see where this is going. X over 1 is the reciprocal of 1 on x. And they're reciprocals of each other, aren't they? 1 plus root 5 on 2, which means then that if I take the reciprocal of both sides, I then have a value for 1 on x. So that's equal to 2 over 1 plus the square root of 5. Okay, so great so far. Now, let's have a look at the equation that we're asked to prove. Okay, so 1 plus 1 on x, okay, is equal to 1 plus. Now we have a value for 1 on x, which is 2 on or over 1 plus the square root of 5. Okay. Alright, so moving on. Okay, we have a bit of a problem here that we have a whole number and a fraction involving a surd, so an irrational fraction there. Let's get a common denominator first. Well, denominator 1 plus root 5, I'd like that. I'd like to convert the 1 here into a fraction involving 1 plus root 5. That's easy enough. Okay, that's 1 plus root 5 over 1 plus root 5 plus this fraction here, so 2 over 1 plus the square root of 5. Now, you've got common denominators, and hopefully we can agree that 1 plus the square root of 5 over 1 plus the square root of 5 is the equivalent of 1. After all, you take a number and divide it by itself, you get 1. It goes into itself once. Okay, we can combine the numerators now, so we get 1 plus the square root of 5 plus 2 all over 1 plus the square root of 5. Moving on. Okay, so I'm just sort of going horizontally here to save some board space. Okay, we have root 5, actually 3 plus root 5 over 1 plus root 5. Okay, so far so good. Now we can rationalize the denominator and let's see what happens. Okay. Remember the end goal here. We're asked to show that whatever we're working with here is equal to x, and we know the value of x. X is 1 plus root 5 on 2. That's what we want to try and show here. Okay. Let's rationalize the denominator now using difference of 2 squares. So we're multiplying by the conjugate of 1 plus root 5, which is 1 minus root 5, over 1 minus root 5. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Multiply it through. So we have, it's a binomial product here, so 3 times 1 is 3, minus 3 root 5, okay, plus root 5, minus 5. Okay. All over. 1 plus root 5 times 1 minus root 5, that's going to be 1 minus 4. Sorry, 1 minus 5, which will give us negative 4, of course. So moving on. Okay, so let's clean this up. 3 minus 5, that's negative 2. Negative 3 root 5 plus root 5 is minus 2 root 5 over negative 4 moving on. Now, what I can do is I can multiply top and bottom by -1. In fact, let's do that. So multiply that by -1, multiply the denominator by -1. Okay, so that's every term, that is. Now we end up with everything becoming positive, which is great. This is exactly what we're after. So it's going to be 2 plus 2 root 5 over 4. Okay, moving on. We can see that we're getting close now to an expression, well actually it is in fact equivalent to 1 plus root 5 on 2. If you factorize out the 2, you'll end up with our value for x, 1 plus root 5 on 2. So let's do that. So taking out the 2 from the numerator, we get 1 plus root 5 over 4 is just 2 times 2. Okay. So, and of course we can just divide the 2's out. And that equals, so moving on, that equals 1 plus root 5 on 2, okay, which equals x, okay, which is the right hand side, sorry, okay, as required. Thank you for watching, and all the best for your studies.